For the last 71 years, we've watched some of the greatest moments in sports history.
The Celtics now lead 45. And West with a long jump. Russell deflected it and keeps it. Beautiful play. Feeds off quickly to Havlicek. Has been guarded by Krebs, who is holding back. Goes up. They jump long. Cousy throws it high in the air. And the Boston Celtics are the world champion. Oscar Robertson throws to Kareem. 7 seconds. Winkle. The guy up. Kareem with a big pressure shot.
Hayes setting something up with Larry Bird, who gets it low. Puts a move on Byron Scott. What a move by Larry Bird. Malone is doubled. They swat at it and steal it. Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds. 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. It's Kobe again. Portland 3 timeouts. The Lakers have 2. Bryant to shot.
This fall, I'm gonna take my time to South Beach. Join Miami.
James pulls up, puts it in. 4-point lead. 35 for LeBron James. Timeout San Antonio.
It's off the runner. Defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
But what if we went all the way back and redid it? Today is the year 1949. Welcome to NBA history resimulation here on NBA 2K22. 75-year anniversary of the NBA. That season just finished. What, maybe a month ago? As I'm recording this and as this is being uploaded, it's been about a month since the Golden State Warriors have won the 2022 NBA Finals, which marked the 75th season of the NBA. So why not? Let's resim it all and see what happens. If you guys are new to this channel, new to this series, anything like that, I actually have done this series before, actually multiple times. Only once before I've done it like the full 80 years that you can actually simulate in NBA 2K. That was NBA 2K20, I believe. Last year I did most of it, but I ran into an issue. I believe what happened was I couldn't add a 6th team, expansion team, which was a 30th NBA team. So I think that kind of ruined the series. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I don't know. Basically, I'm gonna go through how I've set up this whole league, how I've done everything, and I have the roster. It should be uploaded up to the 2K whatever. This is on Xbox 2K Share. So if you guys want to use it, you can, as well as the draft classes, but I can only upload like 10 draft classes at a time. So it's going to kind of slowly go away. So if you guys want to follow along and do this yourself, make sure you do it now because those draft classes will no longer be there. I do the draft classes a certain way. Again, I'll show you guys. You guys can find your own draft classes, I guess, and you can do it yourself. So if you guys are watching this later on. So basically, let's go through how this is all going to work. And if you guys have already seen this series, you pretty much know everything, but there are some new things. So stick around if you want to hear everything. So let's go over the teams real quick. All right, over to the rosters here. The Minneapolis Lakers are one of 8 teams. Now you are maybe wondering, Brandon, okay, first of all, you're starting in 1949. That's not 75 seasons. And there's only 8 teams. Why are there only 8 teams? Okay, so let's start there. 1949-1950 was the first NBA season. So originally it was the BAA, which I'm actually not sure what that stands for, but I can look. Hold on. Let me look. So in the very first season in general was 1946, 1947, the Basketball Association of America. So through 3 seasons, they were that, and then they finally changed to the NBA. Now, the reason why I'm not starting all the way back there is because of lack of players. That, you know, it would be, it's already kind of difficult to do this in starting in 1949. But not only that, but the teams, it gets so mixed up and jumbled, and a lot of teams end up, you know, just flaming out in like 3 or 4 years. And I don't know, it's a little bit difficult to kind of do that. So the easiest year to start is 1949. The original 1946 season had, let's see, the Washington Capitals, which it no longer existed by like 52 or something. The Philadelphia Warriors, which does exist. The New York Knicks obviously exists. Providence Steamrollers did not exist in 1950 even. The Boston Celtics, Toronto Huskies does not end up existing. Chicago Stags does not end up existing. St. Louis Bombers does not end up existing. Cleveland Rebels does not end up existing. Detroit Falcons does not end up existing. And the Pittsburgh Iron. And what I mean by does not end up existing, those franchises actually completely shut down. And then a new franchise in those cities later on end up being created. So like the Chicago Stags are not the Chicago Bulls. Okay, that's not its history. So that's kind of how that works. So if I would have started in 1946, I could have added these teams and then changed their names, but they don't end up existing, right? Like their history is gone. Like if the Chicago Stags end up closing down their franchise in 1952, then what do I do with that team? Like I can't do I can't delete the team, right? So that's why I'm not starting back then, because I would have only started with the Warriors, the Knicks, Celtics, 3 teams. Again, would not have worked. So you fast forward to 49-50, which is the first NBA season. And there were 16 teams, something like that. 16 teams. But most of them end up shutting down. So we've got the Syracuse Nationals, which end up turning into the Philadelphia 76ers. We got the New York Knicks, the Washington Capitals, which it was their 4th season. I believe it was their last, or maybe second to last. I don't know. The Washington Capitals end up shutting down. Philadelphia Warriors, which end up turning to the Golden State Warriors. The Baltimore Bullets, which, let's see, I think they end up coming from the BAA. They end up shutting down in a few years. Boston Celtics, the Minneapolis Lakers, the Rochester Royals, which turned into the Sacramento Kings, Fort Wayne Pistons, which turned into the Detroit Pistons, the Chicago Stags, which again would be left without an NBA team until 1961. This was their final season in 1949. Again, why would I put them in here? St. Louis Bombers, again, it would be their last season. And then in 1955, a team is added in St. Louis. Again, the Indianapolis Olympians, again, they no longer exist. Like they shut down after a few seasons. Anderson Packers, they shut down after this season. Actually, it was our only season. They were in the NBA for 1 season, 1949, 1950, and then they were gone. Tri-Cities Blackhawks, which turned into the Atlanta Hawks. The Sheboygan Redskins was their only season, 1949, 1950. I wonder why. Waterloo Hawks was their first and only season in the National Basketball Association. Wonder why. And then the Denver Nuggets, ironically, was the only season of the original Denver Nuggets in the National Basketball Association. So those teams just end up not existing after either this year or whatever. And then those cities some of those cities would end up getting an NBA team, obviously the Denver Nuggets, later on, but it probably wasn't owned by the same group. So if it's not owned by the same group, I'm not going to put them in here. So there's 8 original teams that may not be the same name now, but they just transitioned those names. So for example, the Syracuse Nationals, they just changed their names and cities, but they kept the team, right? They kept the organization, stayed the same. So those are the teams that we're implementing in here. And also those players that were on those other teams, like most of them I went through because I actually found a roster with all of these teams. Most of those players either never played again, or they played for like 2 seasons and then moved on to one of these 8 teams. So for example, I don't remember a good example here. I think there was one in I think Max Zaslavsky was one of them, where he played for one of those other teams, and then he ended up going to New York either in 51 or 52. So why not just throw him here on this team? He's gonna end up being on team anyways. So that's kind of how we did it. So let's go through the 8 teams that are on here. I found a really good roster. We're gonna go with it and see what happens. So Harry Gallatin, Carl Braun, Dick McGuire, Kozlovsky, Connie Simmons, Ray Lump, Broila. Those are the 70 overall teams. I believe these are actual names too. I didn't actually go in and check, but they're not good enough to really matter. So I don't know. Whatever. I just cared about mainly the 70 overall players. The Minneapolis Lakers, obviously, superstar George Mikan, Jim Pollard, Slater Martin, Vern Mickelson, Bob Harrison, Arnie Farron, and then on and on and on. And then all the other teams are no teams. And then there's technically, how many teams are in the NBA? 30? So there are technically 25 teams in this my NBA. And the only reason why I didn't do 24 is because I'm just terrified of it breaking. Basically, like what would happen last year and why I didn't finish it was I had 24 teams, expanded, the first 5 teams, and then that last team I couldn't actually add, and it just broke the league. So unfortunately, that's what happened. So we're just gonna go with 25, and we'll add in 5 expansion teams the legit way. All right, that's how we're gonna do it. So basically, these teams just don't exist. Some of them have actual names, but yeah, they're all low overalls. Fred Cause, again, well, not again, but if you guys know, I suck at names. I don't know how to read, so I apologize if I get any names wrong. Fort Wayne Pistons, though. So you got Shaw's, Bill Henry, Jack Karras, Fire. I'm guessing this team's gonna be really bad. And then again, more no teams. The Philadelphia Warriors with Neil Johnston, Joe Folks, Bogus, Fineski, and Vern Gardner. I know is real. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Some of these players, I have no idea if they're real or not. We'll find out. You guys can look into it for me, okay? Dolph Shays for the Washington Nationals. That's not right. Why does it say Washington Nationals? Okay, I need to go in and change that. They're the Syracuse Nationals. The heck? Did I just did my brain just turn off when I made this? Dolph Shays, Andy Phillip, Paul Seymour, Red Roca. I don't know. Grabowski, Turvey. I think it's Turvey. I don't know. And there's 2 Alex Hannums. Why? Hello? I don't know. This roster's weird. Whatever. It probably won't end up mattering. Boston Celtics, Ed McAuley, Bob Kinney, Bob Dole, Howie Shannon, Ward Gibson, John Mankin? I don't know. Whatever. And then moving on, we got the Tri-City Blackhawks. We got Don Oten, Frankie Bryan, Jack Nichols, Ike Edelman, Dean Vance. All right. And then the Rochester Royals, we got Arnie Risen, Bobby Wanzer, Bob Davies, Jack Coleman, Odie Spears, another Jack. Hello? Bill Calhoun. Okay, I might delete that one. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do that now. That's weird. I went through these. I wonder if something... Hello? I wonder if something got messed up in the middle of me doing all of this. But anyways, I'm just going to lower his overall to 40 overall. That way, it just ends up not mattering. We got the New York Knicks with Gallatin, Brown, McGuire, or Braun, Kozlovsky, Connie Simmons. Did I already go over this team? I might have. So there you go. There's your 8 teams. The Knicks, the Lakers, the Nationals, the Warriors, the Boston Celtics, the Royals, Fort Wayne Pistons, those Tri-City Blackhawks. Those are your 8 teams. And those are the rosters. All right. Logos are all good. And then as we go on, those logos will be updated to the current league. Jerseys and all of that. So we'll see. One other thing, I'm not sure when we do jump into games, I'm not sure if the courts are going to be correct. You can't. So when you download, if I wanted to take the Lakers, right? And I go to, not league expansion, I go to team relocation. and then the 2K shared design, it doesn't actually show the stadium. Well, it shows these stadiums. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Let's go with MPLS and then Lakers. And let's see, because when I was downloading them, basically the court was just blank. So I don't know what the courts are gonna look like. And I didn't see how it's all blank. So I have no idea. I have no idea how it's gonna look. So we'll see when we jump in. If you guys know how to fix that or whatever, let me know in the comments below. Again, we'll find out later in this episode if the courts actually look how they're supposed to. I hope they do, but we shall see what happens. Let's get into the draft classes real quick. So I have the draft classes here. Go to prospect scouting, and then I actually need to... I never loaded them in. Okay. Or some random one got loaded in. So let's go over to my files here, if it will let me eventually. So here is the draft class for the 1950 NBA draft. I don't know why my voice just cracked, but we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. The rest are Trace Milton. I'm guessing Trace Milton was the blank draft class that I downloaded, and he's the one that created it. I don't know, but shout out to Trace Milton. No idea who that is, but basically I searched for blank draft class, which basically meant, you know, they all sucked, so I can just add in guys. And yeah, they were all named Trace Milton, and it was the only one at the time I downloaded it. So I don't know. That's gonna be a thing. But anyways, these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all but the right 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So all but one team is actually gonna get one of these players. Now explain how I mean, I basically, for whichever team by record, I just go by record, and the worst team will end up having the first pick, and I just trade those picks. Okay, that's all I do, and trade it to the right teams and blah blah blah. Because obviously, no teams will have the original first 7 picks. But yeah, I'll go in, manually trade them, blah 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 blah. So that's how we do it. But this is the draft class coming up in 1950. Also, this series, usually I do 3 seasons per episode. I'm gonna do 2. The reason why, it's shorter videos. I think it's a little bit more fun for you guys. We can go into more details throughout, you know, the season. Not much more, but a little bit more. We'll go over stats and the All-Star game and all that. And yeah, I think I went over everything. I'm pretty sure, which is a lot. But yeah, I think I went over everything. Let's see what happens in the original season. Oh, shot clock, 35 seconds. Okay, shot clock, 35 seconds. Also, all of the 3-point shooting is terrible. I don't know why this says a C. What is your actual 3-point shot? Why did it... Hello? Did it not save? Oh my god. See, you know, this is why I don't make 2K content. All players. Why? Am I stupid? I literally just did this. Did it not save? Oh my god, it probably didn't save. 3-point shot will all go down to 25. And the what's it called? These things, the tendencies, will all be changed as well. All right. See you guys after the 1949-1950 season. Hopefully 2K doesn't break everything. Halfway through the very first NBA season, and we are at the All-Star break. Let's go ahead and see who's part. Actually, you know what? We'll simulate the All-Star game, and then we'll go through. Let me know. And by the way, if you guys enjoy this, you know, the series and this content, please do hit that like button. It helps out the YouTube algorithm. Gets, you know, share. It gets it shared more. You know, it lets YouTube know that you guys enjoy this, so that it shares it with way more people, so that maybe just maybe, you know, I could actually do this full time. You never know. But anyways, I would greatly appreciate it if you did hit that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new as well. We hit 3,500 subscribers or something like that. I have no idea. But let's get to 4,000. That'd be awesome. And then comment down below. This is what I want you guys to comment. Okay, any questions you guys have, any tips or anything like that. That's number one. But number two, who do you guys, I'm going to basically let you guys decide who the All-Star MVP is every single season. So whoever gets the most votes, comments, whatever. So like if comment the player's name, if it hasn't been commented already. Actually, no, just comment the player's name. Whoever gets the most comments, that player will win All-Star MVP. Also, one thing that I'm going to do that's going to be really different and really cool this time around, I am actually going to make an Excel sheet of everything that happens. Okay, so usually I write it on my iPad. I've showed you guys in previous videos. I write everything on my iPad in notes, and it shows, I basically write for every season who the MVP was, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, the champion or the finals, and then how many games it went. And I believe that's it. So I'm actually going to make an Excel sheet that I'm going to share with you guys. You guys can't edit it. I'm the only one that can edit it. But after every video is uploaded, you guys can actually click on that link down in the description. I don't know if I'll have it for this video. Might be the next video. We'll see how long it takes me to make. And you guys can click on that link and you guys can view the whole history of the league. All right. Who won certain awards in certain years. I'm going to put those 4 things. I'm also going to add in your guys' pick for All-Star MVP. And I'm also going to add scoring title. So every year I'm going to go look at who won the scoring title. I feel like, because a lot of this, and the reason why we do this series, and one of the biggest things by the end of this series that we love to do is make a top 10 list of all the players, right? Top 10, top 20, whatever. And you guys bring out your list, and it's really cool. So being able to go back for you guys to go back and look through who won what. And I feel like when we go back and look in our history, we say, okay, how many championships did this player have? How many scoring titles? How many Defensive Player of the Year? How many MVPs, right? So I feel like scoring title is kind of one of those things that gets listed. And then when certain players retire, I might do this. So on the Excel sheet, you can add different pages. So maybe on a second page, what I'll do is, like, let's say George Mikan retires. I'll put George Mikan's all of his key stats. So career averages, I'll put how many MVPs he won, how many scoring titles he won, and then I'll throw in like all NBA teams and all of that. So I'll have a list of all of his accomplishments, all of the players that we think are going to be top 10, top 15 in that discussion, all of those players. So like, when we get later on into, the 90s, I guess, we're not going to put Steve Kerr's numbers out there, right? We're not going to put his accomplishments up there. I mean, unless he goes nuts, we will. But anyone that deserves to be on that list will be on that list. All right. And then by the end, we can go back and every one of you guys can go back and look at that Excel sheet and then comment in the video, who's your top 10 and why and blah, 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 blah. And that's really cool. Something that's a little bit more, I don't know, just a little bit more of a connection between me, the series, and you guys, right? And you guys deciding things. And then it'll show you guys, it'll show like how many All-Star MVPs that they won, or All-Star appearances as well, All-Star MVPs, and you guys chose that thing. I would love to have you guys choose like who was a regular season MVP, but I can't go back and change it, unfortunately. I guess I could change it in that Excel sheet, so when we look back in the game, it won't be right, but you guys will see it in the Excel sheet. That might be a good idea. Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys want to decide the MVP? I don't want to have you guys decide everything, but like you guys voting for the MVP, not just the All-Star MVP, but the actual MVP of the league would be pretty cool. The game will probably get most of it right anyways, but when we go back and look at it, we'll look at it through the Excel sheet, not in the game. Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys want to vote for MVP of the regular season? I think that'd be pretty sick. Maybe not finals MVP. I mean, I guess we could do that. I think the two biggest ones, All-Star MVP, because the game doesn't do it, and then regular season MVP would actually be a lot of fun. So we won't do finals MVP just because I feel like that's really easy every year. But we'll do regular season MVP. Let's do that. So down in the comments below, vote who you guys think should win the All-Star MVP and the regular season MVP of each year. And then I'll get that Excel sheet. Hopefully by the time this video is uploaded, there will be a link to it will be in the description below, so you guys can view it. You guys won't be able to, you know, type anything, obviously, but you guys can at least view it, and you guys will see who actually won our MVP vote. Okay, I think that's pretty cool. So anyways, let's go ahead and simulate the All-Star game. It was 86-77. Who won? Who won? The East ended up winning the NBA, the 1949-1950 NBA All-Star game. And the leading scorer on the team, how do I, oh my gosh, it's been a while. Don Oten led the team in scoring, also averaging 22 rebounds per game. The scoring averages will be decent. The rebounds per game will be broken, just to let you guys know. That is going to be completely broken. But anyways, Don Oten led the team in scoring, 14 points, 4 rebounds. Dolph Schayes had 12 points, 4 rebounds on 6 of 8 shooting. Zaslavsky, 12 points, 5 assists, 3 steals. Connie Simmons, 11, and Braun had 10. 8, 4, and 6 for Gallatin. Let's go ahead and look at the West here. George Mikan put up 20 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks. Bobby Wanzer had 14. Fulks had 12. Pollard had 10. Let me know who you guys think should have won the All-Star MVP. This is tough because the winning team had more of a balanced group. But George Mikan, man, was so good. I don't know. My vote will be Oten. I think that's gonna be my vote. We'll see. I'll put in my vote too, and I'll count it, and then we'll just, you know, you guys comment down, and make sure you guys put a separate like All-Star MVP and then regular season MVP. So obviously I can know that. So anyways, that is the All-Star game here for the 1949 NBA season. See you guys after the regular season. The 1949-1950 NBA season is now over, and George Mikan wins the 2K MVP. See who you guys vote for. I'll go over the statistics here in a little bit. But George Mikan averaged nearly 23 points per game, 25.5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, shot 61% from the field, 72% from the free throw line. The rookie of the year was Neil Johnson, averaged 21 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, 2.9 assists, 1.2 steals, 0.8 blocks, shot nearly 60% from the field, 85% from the free throw line. Those are pretty good numbers. He's in the MVP conversation. 6th man of the year, Jack Toomey. Okay. He was on a non-NBA team. George Mikan wins the first ever defensive player of the year. And the coach of the year went to Doc Rivers. Obviously, that won't matter. The best record in the league was 75-7. Obviously, I can't lower the amount of games, so that's why there's 82 games. I don't know how many games it was originally. Was it 82 games? No, it was 68. 64? Why am I seeing completely different records? I'm seeing 65. I'm seeing 68. 64. Huh. That's weird. That's very weird. Anyways, moving on. Let's go on to look at the All-NBA teams here. Andy Phillip is on the All-NBA first team. 15.5 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, 3.7 assists. Frankie Bryan, as well as one of the guards. 19 points, 5 rebounds, nearly 4 assists. Joe Fulks, 20 points per game, 13 rebounds, 3.5 assists per game. Jack Nichols, 23, 7, and 2. And then George Mikan. On the All-NBA second team, Paul Seymour, 9 and 11 and 4. Bob Davies averaged 14, 5, and 5. Harry Gallatin averaged 12, 11, and 5. Vern Mickelson, 19, 7, and 3. Alex Rosa, he's on a non-NBA team, so he doesn't count. We're not going to count any of those players. Hopefully, you know, that lessens the amount of times we see those kind of guys. Max Zaslavsky enters in the All-NBA, starts off the All-NBA third team. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Bobby Wanzer, Dolph Schayes, 15, 14. Connie Simmons, 17 and 7. And Don Oten, the All-Star, well, my All-Star MVP, I guess, who I voted for, 14 and 22. All NBA, all defensive first team. We got 2 filler players, a non-player, Harry Gallatin and George Mikan. And then we got Paul Seymour, Connie Simmons, Don Owen. Barnhorse was not on an actual team. Neil Johnston for all rookie first team. Jack Nichols, Ed McAuley, Harry Gallatin, Vern Mickelson. I don't know if they were actual rookies back then, but that's how we are going to put them in for this. So let's go ahead and just advance to the second round. The Fort Wayne Pistons were eliminated by who? Who were they eliminated by? Where are they? Pistons were eliminated by Boston. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in the East, and then 1, 2, 3. Oh, I forgot to add a team to the West. That sucks. Okay. I mean, I don't know. We'll fix that later on, or whatever we decide to do. Also, I need to change Washington to Syracuse. But those are the matchups. So basically, the Lakers get a free bye until the conference finals. We got Philly and Rochester playing each other in round 1, technically. And then we've got Syracuse versus Boston and New York versus the Tri-Cities Blackhawks. Okay, here are the regular season statistical leaders for the 1949-1950 season. Again, comment below who you guys think should win the regular season MVP. The game gave it to Mikan. Okay, let's see if you guys agree in the comments below. Make sure you comment down below and put in your vote for All-Star MVP and regular season MVP. Jack Nichols led the league in scoring, so he wins the first ever scoring title, 23 points per game, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. George Mikan, 22, 25, 2 assists, 2 blocks. Neil Johnston, 21, 11, and 3. Ed McAuley, 29 and 2. Folks, 20 and 3, 13 and 3. And then we got Brian here, 19, 5 and 4. Vern Mickelson, 19, 7 and 3. Simmons, 17, 7 and 2. And then Pollard, 17, 4 and 2. And then 10th leading scorer in the league, Andy Phillip, averaged 15.5, 7 rebounds, 3.7 assists. Put in your guys' vote. Who do you guys think should win regular season MVP? 2K voted for George Mikan. I think I would say George Mikan as well. He had the 2 blocks per game, 1 steal per game, got 60% from the field, and dominated the boards. I mean, he averaged 11 rebounds, offensive rebounds per game. Pretty good. He's going to be my vote. Let me know who you guys vote, and we'll see who wins regular season MVP. All right. Moving on to the NBA playoffs. We'll go ahead and simulate. Technically the first round here. Tri-City Blackhawks have been eliminated. The Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia Warriors have been eliminated. So we got the Minneapolis Lakers, the Rochester Royals, and then for the West, and then in the East, we've got the Nationals versus the Knicks. I'm going to change real quick. I'm going to change the Nationals to Syracuse instead of Washington. I don't know why it's like that. Here in the conference finals, we'll go ahead and just go game by game here. The Royals win game number 1. How do I go into view box score? Here we go. I'll get this down eventually. It's been a while. Pollard was 16. Mickelson was 16 and 6. George Mikan had a terrible game 1, 11-11. 5 turnovers. Bobby Wanzer had 24 and 6. Spears had 16 and 5. And the New York Knicks win game 1 over the Nationals. Dolph Schayes with 14 and 9 for the Nationals. Connie Simmons 18, 6 and 4 for the New York Knicks. Into game number 2, Syracuse will even up the series, and the Minneapolis Lakers have been eliminated. Wow. Okay, that's shocking. Actually, the Rochester Royals have entered NBA Finals, by the way, and this is changeable, but the games in the playoffs, we've got 3, 3, 3, and then 7. Okay, that's how it was in real life, and that's how it will be in the game, and we'll change it as we go. But the Rochester Royals are now into the first ever NBA Finals, and we got game 3 between the Syracuse Nationals and the New York Knicks, and the New York Knicks have been eliminated. The Syracuse Nationals are into the NBA Finals. Phillip with 21-7, Paul Seymour with 15, 6 and 8. Simmons had 22 and 4. And moving on to the very first NBA Finals here between the Syracuse Nationals and the Rochester Royals. We'll go into Simcast here and see what happens here in game 1. Remember, it's a 7-game series. And at the half, it's going to be 36-26. The Nationals lead by 10. Going into the fourth quarter, up by 24. And they're going to blow out the Rochester Royals here in game 1, 81-61. Dolph Schayes with 16-7. And Bobby Wanzer with 15-3 and 2. So entering a game number 2 with the Nationals leading the series 1-0. And into the half here, and the Royals lead it 50-39. Going into the fourth quarter, it's 70-64. The Royals trying to even up the series at 1 apiece. It's a, what is that, 8-point game. And the Nationals will not make it interesting. It's 91-84 is the final score. The Royals even up the series at 1. Grabowski finishes with 15. Phillip with 13. 13-5 for Gabber. And Schayes with 12-9. And then Davies with 22, 5 and 4. Wanzer with 23 and 2. Coleman with 16, 4 and 2. Spears with 14 and 4. And we have a tied series here at 1. Game 3 in Rochester. Rochester with an early lead. And at the half, wow, very low scoring game. It was 36-27 at the half. Really low scoring game here. Into the fourth quarter, 61-48. The Royals are controlling this game. They're going to win it by 20, 86-66. Dolph Schayes with 15 and 4. Wanzer with 25 and 8. Coleman with 20 and 5 as well. 16 and 8 for Davies. And the Royals have a 2-1 series lead. Going into a game number 4, can they take a commanding 3-1 lead in the series? Nationals lead early on into the fourth quarter. It's just a 7-point game. 2 minutes ago, it's a 9-point game. We'll slow down the clock here. See if we ever want to jump into this game. Royals down by 7, but it will not be enough. The Syracuse Nationals tie up the series 70-61. Grabowski with 18, 3 and 3. Schayes with 14 and 8. Davies with 17, Coleman with 10, and we have a tied up series at 2. On to a game number 5, and this is probably the biggest game of the series here. Whoever wins this game will more than likely win the series. Probably. The Nationals lead 52-38 at the half. Into the fourth quarter, they're up 73-54, a commanding lead, and that will do it. 89-64 here in game number 5. The Nationals blow out the Rochester Royals, 19 apiece for Grabowski and Schayes. Schayes also added in 7 rebounds. Phillip with a double-double, 13 and 10. Gabber with 12 and 7. Wanzer had just 8 points. Davies had 18, 4 and 5. And moving on to game number 6 with the Nationals leading 3-2. Game 6. Here we go. At the half, kind of 47-39. Stopped that one really late. Into the fourth quarter, 65-56. Can the Royals? Here we go. The Royals have tied up the game. 5 minutes to go. We're gonna slow down the clock here in a little bit, but the Nationals have scored what, 10 unanswered, or went on like a 12-2 run or something like that. They now lead by 10, 77-67. Can the Royals come back here and keep their season going? They are not. We're not going to jump in. I should have jumped in. I thought the Royals maybe would have made it interesting, and I didn't realize how little time was left. 81-71. The Syracuse Nationals win a game number 6. 22 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists for Andy Phillip. Right, it's Andy Phillip. Yeah, Andy Phillip. Hannon at 13, 12 and 10 for Schayes. Bobby Wanzer at 15. Davies at 15. Spears had 12 and 6. And that will do it. The Syracuse Nationals are the first ever NBA champions here for the 1949-1950 NBA season. They win in 6, and the NBA Finals MVP is Dolph Schayes, who averaged 14.7 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block shot, 53% from the field, and he is your first ever NBA Finals MVP. Well, there you go. That's the first season. Nationals winning the NBA title. I'm shocked because I feel like in previous years it was either the Knicks were there, the Royals won, and I feel like the Nationals never won. Maybe they did. I can't remember now. That's insane. All right, well, the Nationals are the first ever NBA champions, And nope, or Novak and Riser retired, I guess. So there you go. And let's go get through the offseason. I'll show you guys anything that is needed, but everything's pretty much going to stay the same for now. We'll get into the 1950 NBA draft. One thing I'm actually going to do, I'm changing the shot clock to 30 seconds instead of like whatever it was, 34, 36. Changing it to 30. I feel like the scoring was a little low. So we're going to bump it up to 30 seconds. So on to the 1950 NBA draft. And oh, you know what? How do I do this? How do I automate the draft? Gosh, I don't remember. Let me know in the comments below how to automate the draft. Shoot, I forget how to do that. Anyways, I'll just go ahead and simulate because I like seeing pick by pick what happens. But we'll just go ahead and simulate for this first one. The Detroit Pistons select Bob Cousy. The Boston Celtics take George Yardley. And remember, this is based off of record, not based off of where they finished in like the postseason. So the Royals, who were in the NBA Finals, have the 3rd overall pick. They drafted Larry Faust. The Blackhawks take Bill Sharman. The New York Knicks take Paul Arizin. That's a good pick. Chuck Cooper goes to the Warriors. And the Nationals take Earl Lloyd. There was not 8 players, so the Lakers did not get a pick, even though they did not make it to the NBA Finals. So there you go. There is the 1950 NBA draft, and Bob Cousy goes #1 overall to the Detroit Pistons. All right, guys. So we're only gonna do one episode or one season this episode because I have an issue, and I need your guys' comments to see if this is fixable. It's at least it's happening in season 1, so I can kind of, you know, redo it off camera. But basically, all of a sudden, the staff retirements popped up out of nowhere, and I can't advance. The game just crashes. So if you guys have any idea to get around this, let me know. Man, I mean, this is why I can never finish the series. I mean, it sucks, but NBA 2K has the worst franchise mode in all of games. I mean, they suck. This is why I don't play 2K. I don't even play in the city because nothing works. Nothing ever works in this game. I just want to do a really cool series and nothing ever works. So let me know in the comments below if you guys have a workaround for this. If not, I'm gonna try and restart the league since I only did 1 year. I'll just simulate it, and we'll have kind of what we did in the 6L sheet, so it won't really matter overall. I'll probably force wins for the Nationals. That way, at least it's in there. But yeah, I don't know. I can't do anything. So let me know in the comments below. I mean, this is what happens. So if I click this, it crashes. And if I try to advance and say yes, it just freezes and it crashes. So let me know in the comments below if you guys have had this issue and if it's fixable. If not, I'll restart it. If it happens again, man, I don't know. I mean, this game it's absolute trash. This is why I play MLB The Show, and then like the show's not perfect, but at least it works. So yeah, I don't know what to do. I mean, it's infuriating. I just want to, this is why I can never finish the series, because things like this happen into this game. This game sucks, dude. And it sucked for years. I just wish they, you know, the one thing, like, if you're not going to add features and new stuff, fine. Just make it work. Just make it work. I don't know why it's so hard to make a working game. Especially with as simple as simulating through an offseason. Like, how is that a bug? And then I look it up and someone had this issue when the game came out. And it's still apparently not fixed. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I'll, on my own time, I'll try and simulate and see if I have the same issue with another save. Because I have multiple versions of the save. So, I'll try and do that. See if I have the same issue. If I do, I'll try and completely remake the league, which takes hours to do. So yeah, I don't know. If I can't do it, this really sucks, because I've made the Excel sheet. I was super excited about it. And if like this game just isn't even playable at this point, like it's just sad. It's just sad. It's pretty pathetic that this game can never even work. I mean, 2K21, we got all the way to, 2000 something and can't add the 30th team. Like, it's just, I don't know. Game sucks. It always has in every mode. It just doesn't work, or it's slow or whatever. It has so many issues, and I don't have any of these issues in MLB The Show. Or even Madden, for that matter. Like, I rarely have those. It's gameplay issues for Madden, which I don't know what's worse, but I mean, there's gameplay issues in 2K too, so whatever. I don't know. Let me know, like I said, in the comments below. I'm so excited for this series, and I just want it to work. But yeah, I mean, if this happens randomly, what if this happens in year 20 or year 40? Like, I'm not restarting it from that. So I don't know. At least it happened after year 1, and maybe it won't happen from here on out. Doubt it, but we will see what happens. If I get it to work, we'll do 3 seasons in the next episode. I really hope you guys are excited for this series, like I am. If you are, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, and don't forget, vote your All-Star MVP and vote your regular season MVP down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys hopefully in episode 2. If not, there'll be a video letting you guys know that this problem just isn't, series isn't doable. So either way, you guys are going to get it in the second video. Hopefully it's episode 2.